going to exclude over-the-counter drugs from these types of plans. Right now, you can go into the drugstore and buy your aspirin, your Band-Aids, and it can be used with pre-tax dollars. All right, here's a big one. In 2012, every business will have to now report any purchase, any payment to any one of their vendors, 1099. Right? I don't know why they tied that in with a healthcare reform, but they're looking for ways to generate additional revenue. They feel that people are hiding revenue, so by reporting, everybody reporting it, they'll be able to generate more tax revenue on that. The uniform summary of benefits, every insurance provider will have to now provide a single statement of the health care plans. Then in 2013, you see an increase in taxes. Medicare payroll taxes will increase an additional almost 2% for high earners. So anyone who's making over $200,000 or any family is making over $250,000. Then they're going to tax you on their investment income also. Again, high earners get 3.8% tax on investment income. I don't know how they're going to expect people to report this. I don't know how they're going to collect that tax yet. There's going to be a lot of work on that. And then there will be a Medicare expense tax deduction limit, which it's a Medicare expense tax deduction limit for itemized deductions for unreimbursed medical expenses, which is from 7.5 to 10.5 for adjusted gross income. Then medical device tax. Again, another tax to try to raise some revenue. We tax manufacturers and importers 2.3% on the cost. So ultimately, that means that we're going to be paying more for medical devices. Then 2014 is the year that the law actually kicks in, and every employer has to provide benefits, and that is the employer mandate. Now, it's only a mandate for employers that have 50 or more employees, and I should say full-time equivalents. And then there are also going to be affordability penalties. If you offer health insurance, it has to be affordable. And if it's not affordable, they're going to penalize you. Then there's an individual mandate where it says now every individual in the United States has to have insurance. So it's the responsibility of you to go out and get insurance either through your employer or through a state exchange, or you'll be paying an individual penalty, similar to Massachusetts. State-based exchanges, just like Massachusetts, every state will have their own exchange, right? And those exchanges will provide an opportunity for individuals and small employers to purchase insurance. Pre-existing conditions, again, for any state other than Massachusetts, those conditions have to be covered in 2014. If you're a company of 200 plus employees, you're going to have an auto enrollment mandate. Every employee coming in will have to be enrolled into an insurance plan. And then as part of making sure that the employees are covered, there will be a coverage documentation that every employer will have to send to the IRS. And then continuing in 2014, the wellness program, the incentives will increase to 30% of the premium with a cap on the incentive of 50% of the premiums. My understanding was if it's still available. And then employee free choice. Employers are going to have to provide options for their employees or give them vouchers. Employees will have a free choice whether to take that insurance from the company or go to state exchanges with that voucher. And then one other notable item which really happens in 2018, there'll be a Cadillac tax of 40% on certain plans. So when we talk about a Cadillac tax, plans that are deemed to be luxury, and they've set the standard at $8,500 for an individual, or $23,000 for a family. Again, to reduce the discrimination or to collect more revenue. Let's talk about the employer obligation. Again, large employers with 50 or more full-time equivalents, they do have the choice. You do have a choice to offer insurance or not offer insurance. If you, the way they measure full-time employees are anybody working over 30 hours a week, or you include all your part-time employees and aggregate the hours and divide by 120. Right? You can exclude any seasonal workers, and you exclude any new employee that is in their 90-day waiting period, that's the plan waiting period. It's interesting that coverage will only be offered or required for those full-time employees working more than 30 hours. And as I mentioned before, it has to be affordable. And the way they define affordable or unaffordable is it has to cost, can't cost more than 9.5% of the employee's household income. And if it does, the employer will be penalized if one employee qualifies for that unaffordable or affordability condition. I want to run through an example of that. As I said, you have a choice, but your choice also has a certain amount of risk to it. Companies offering no coverage pay a penalty of $2,000 an employee for a full-time employee, but they're excluding the first 30. Companies offering unaffordable insurance pay a penalty of $3,000 for anyone who buys insurance through an exchange. So you have to weigh those two options and decide whether you're going to offer insurance, and especially if you're an employer that has low wages, potentially the penalties would be greater than offering no insurance. And the first example, the 85 employees, the 45 impacted under the affordability option, your total could be $135,000. So if you elected to not offer insurance, your penalties would be $110,000. Most likely would pay the penalties and not offer the insurance. Now you're not going to have the premiums either. Second example, if your affordability, there's only 10 employees impacted, your total could be $30,000 versus no coverage, which would be $60,000. You're probably going to pay penalties on the affordability. That's it. I'm going to turn it over to Steve to talk about the small employer health insurance tax credit, which is part of the reform. Steve?